Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, get out your lighters because we're going to be smoking lots and lots of camels. Get it? As the Viper playing as the Saracens in blue gets ready to take on Quảng Trị or Quảng playing as the Berbers in red. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, Baba Red Sheep, and try to get their butts up the Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad time for us. Take a look at the Civ matchup we are going to be watching today. Now, the Saracens, we saw them recently, and not only did we see them recently, but also in the hands of the very same player, the Viper, a civilization whose strong market can be used to gain an early to mid-game advantage over their opponents. To start with, Saracen markets only cost 75 wood, and their commodity trading fee is fixed at 5% right from the very beginning of the game, which is significantly lower than the 30% that other civilizations have to pay earlier on. Now, using this economic advantage, the Saracens can field quite a hard-hitting tanky army. Their foot archers come with an attack bonus against buildings, their camels come with more HP, their trebs, their mangonels, and their onagers can all be upgraded to increase their attack, and their unique unit, the Mameluke, is a ranged melee camel unit that comes with a pretty darn big attack bonus against cavalry. Now, if you've taken a battle out on the field and you return home with a couple of veterans who maybe have a little bit of experience, but a little bit less HP than they started the battle with, well, the Saracens, they can upgrade their monks to automatically and passively heal multiple units nearby simultaneously. One of the coolest upgrades, I think, to be added into the game very recently. I'm, of course, referring to a moonwalking boar a second ago. Rewind the YouTube video if you didn't catch that. That's pretty funny. I'm, of course, referring to the Berbers upgrade. Now, let's take a look at Quảng Trị, the player who might actually want to injure and kill some of these Saracen units, playing as the Berbers, a civilization that pushes its players into the four welcoming legs of cavalry. All Berber stable units are 15% cheaper in Castle, 20% cheaper in Imperial. Their camel units can be upgraded to regenerate HP, and their castles can be upgraded to work faster. Both of these features can actually strongly benefit their first unique unit, the Camel Archer. This is a mounted archer with a good amount of HP, great speed, and an attack bonus against cavalry archers. Now, starting in the Castle Age, the Berbers can also field a second unique unit, the Genitor. Think of this as a mounted skirmisher that comes with more HP, but less range, and does cost a little bit more food because, hey, you gotta feed the frickin' horse the skirmisher is riding. And that'll help you get your economy up and running ASAP, literally ASAP. Berber villagers do move 5% faster in the Dark Age, and then 10% faster after that. Down goes the boar. He didn't even have a chance to put on his blue suede shoes and show us some dance moves. He just got lured, killed, and now is getting hacked to death by these villagers who show absolutely no remorse. Nobody tell PETA about this game, or maybe the World Wildlife Federation as well. May want to stay away from Age of Empires, at least the version of Age of Empires that has a random map where you have to kill basically literally every single animal available to you to eat. Now, those are the two civilizations, and like I said, I'm hoping we get to see some camel versus camel action, because on the one hand, you have very tanky 170 HP heavy camel riders in the Imperial Age. On the other hand, you have 20% cheaper regenerating health camels on the other. Did I already say on the other hand? I may have already said on the other hand. If I didn't, on the other hand, if I did, ignore what I just said. All right, these are the two civs. It looks like Quảng Trị is already moving out onto the map. The Viper still. Where is his scout? Pushing deer, I'm assuming. Now he's going to head out into the ether to search for his opponent. Let's take a look at the map. Remove the line of sight blockages. A fairly larger than usual map, I feel like. Why does this not seem as small as usual? Hey, you're still a minute and 20 seconds away from feudal when your line of sight increases, but our Berber has discovered the primary gold and stone, which are already, I can see, annoyingly located in the front here for the Viper. But where the heck is he going? Okay, maybe he's going to do a big old loop-de-loop with his scout. For now, has discovered 3 of the 5 starting resources. The Viper is about to stumble upon the Berber base as well. Assuming he continues going this way, both players are heading into feudal. Looks like our Saracen, 1 villager more than his opponent. Takes a little bit of arrow fire as he discovers exactly where the TC is, the attack path between the two bases. Forested, hilled, full of relics. So the usual with a couple of lakes in the middle. Nothing too crazy, not a lot of choke points here on the left side, but plenty of choke points here on the right side. And we're now in feudal for our Berber scout. Ooh, is he going to try to risk it? Nope. He sees that the villager has loom. He's near the TC. He knows he's not going to get anything accomplished here. And so backs the hell away. And let's take a look at the Viper's bases. We saw primary gold, primary stone in the forward position. My goodness, secondary gold in the forward position as well. Additional stone off very far away to the top left. And additional gold to the bottom right. Has Quảng Trị seen that? He has. I feel like Quảng Trị has seen more of the Viper's base than the Viper has seen, actually. No, actually, yeah. The Viper hasn't seen this gold. But he has seen this stone, which I don't think our Berber has seen. Okay, so both players having equal amount of vision of the Viper's base, which is pretty funny. Already a spearman moving forward here for our Berber. Whose base? Let's take a look. Primary gold, nice and secure to the back. Primary stone, annoyingly placed on the front, on the wrong side of a hill, by the way. Yuckity yuck. Extra gold, very far up north. Extra gold, kind of to the back as well. Ooh, we got a bit of a scuffle here. Tinkle, tinkle, go the spearman. Looks like the Vipers is ahead by a meager 3 HP. Might want to take the high ground or at least lure his opponent into the high ground. Oh, now we got an orgy here on the right side. We got some villagers getting attacked on the left side. Ooh, where will the first kill be? It looks like the first kill is a blue villager on the left, followed immediately by a blue spearman to the right. So the Viper loses 2 units, among them 1 villager. Not great at all. So there goes that Vill lead he had going into the Feudal Age. He's now down a villager, but it's okay because his opponent, the Berber, is housed and is just now plopping down a house. Okay. One thing I do notice that you probably noticed ahead of me, these bases are so open. Look at this. I can just literally drag my mouse across the entire screen here. Ooh, come on. Let's see if he pulls a villager to kill this spearman. Literally 2 more attacks needed. At the same time, there is a battle going up. I don't know which week's red spearman to follow. The one up north? The one down south? Let's follow the one down south. Actually, you know what? I feel like they're both being led completely in the wrong directions by Quảng Trị, so let's not follow either of them. Although now that the action in the front of the Viper's base seems to be stalling out a little bit. As you can tell by my mouse on the minimap, I really don't know where to look. Do I look to the top? Do I look to the bottom? Which of those spearmen do we think died first? Ah, sour. I missed it. I missed it. Looks like blue disengaged here as well. Mother Nature's about to get her first kill. As the direwolf jumps into action, he gets the spearman. Oh, you love to see it. In the meantime, kill count has gone up 3 to 2. And our Berber is just being annoying, abusing the fact that this base is incredibly hard to wall off, abusing the fact that the resources are in the forward position. Stone not so much right now, but gold maybe. And just being incredibly annoying and keeping the Viper on his toes, who for now, to be fair, doesn't seem like he's really too interested on banking any resources, more interested in perhaps pumping out an army to get Quảng Trị the hell away from his base. But at the same time, look at this, more and more reinforcements. Good amount of pressure out of our Berber, who now still leads 1 villager in no risk of being housed. I think he learned his lesson. Now he's at 50 pop space available. Okay, we're seeing some of that famous Viper micro. Now, I will say lately, as I've said in the last couple of games with the Viper, he has not been walling his bases in at all. And again, battle on the right, battle on the left. He has not been walling his bases in at all. Although on this map, as we've seen, he can be excused. An absolute bloodbath here. And the army counts lowered 7 to 4. He can be excused in this case. I mean, it's hard to say he's not walling off his base when the entire northern portion of his base is completely open. And so I love that both players are already going heavy on the more mobile scouts. Our Berber, though, is starting to bank a good amount of food. He's almost got the gold needed to go up. The Viper's mining gold in the very forward position, which means his spearmen need to be on defensive duty, and they need to stick around this area, which means they are nowhere to be found on the offensive or anywhere else in the base. Stumbles upon that Saracen market, interestingly located. Not right next to the wood for some reason, but just 1 tile away. Another spearman guarding the farms. Scout with 19 HP, honestly, loom villager, although not this loom villager. should be able to take this scout, but he says right as a villager tries to take the scout and then dies doing so. But to be fair, I mean, you did hear me say not this villager, right? Like literally any of these other 3 villagers could have moved a little bit to the left and saved her life, but they were so focused, so tunnel visioned on picking these raspberries that they just couldn't bring themselves to do so. The Viper is going up to Castle Age about 30 seconds, actually exactly 30 seconds behind his opponent. 32 villagers to 34. There's still a scout here being annoying, exploring, seeing how many villagers on gold, seeing what infrastructure is going up. The Viper's trying to do the same thing. Quảng Trị at least created a little bit of a nutsack defensive shape here on the southern perimeter of his base. He's got a lot more villagers on gold as well. And let's see what he's gone up to. He's got 2 stables. Does our Berber? Not surprising. Our Saracen, 1 stable, blacksmith, barracks, market. Nothing too unusual, nothing to indicate any particular build. He's already sold his stone, has the Viper. Whereas our Berber does still have all of his, and yeah, this is what I was talking about. A villager should be able to take this handily. Had that scout stayed, put its feet up, lit a camel cigarette, no pun intended, he would be a dead scout. Now the Viper's shoving himself in. It's been a while since he's been here. Might want to get some more vision, some more scouting. And again, the sack base defense continues here for Quảng Trị, who at the very least wants to defend some portion of his base. He hits Castle Age, and now is when the Berber discount kicks in. It's not like the Magyar one with the light cavalry units where it's always a 15% discount. The Berbers always just kicks in rather in the Castle Age. Both players are in it. So we had some nice feudal age aggression, some exploration, some pushing here and there from our Berber. To be fair, mostly aggressing is our Berber. Now, if he's going to go knights against the Saracens, that may not work out too well for our Berber in red, because again, these Saracens can pump out those camels rather. Spearman guarding the high ground. Scout with 5 HP is not going to make any kind of attempt. The Viper, no more infrastructure, purely training units, as he now chases the light cavalry unit. But the light cav does run faster. It's not a, pardon me, I was going to say it's not a light cav after I said the light cav. It's a scout. I do that a lot. You know, I say pikeman instead of halberdier. I say spearman instead of pikeman. I say scout instead of light cav. The bottom line is this scout moves a lot faster than the camel, and it's now the Viper's turn to lead Quảng Trị on a merry little chase. And it's not spearman 10 minutes ago. Now it's a camel chasing a camel. Unfortunately, that will never catch up. It looks like a bit of a scuffle here. Camel on camel violence. More Berber knights, more housing issues for our Berber. Okay, so we've got 3 army groups. Well, we've got 2 army groups. Well, we've got 1 army group. And it is camel, camel, camel. And this is exactly what I wanted to see. I don't know about you, but this is exactly what I wanted to see. Looks like Quảng Trị wants to perhaps take the high ground on this little flat plateau hill, but no, he just wants to get some reinforcing camels out. And so what will prevail? Will it be the 145 HP Saracen camel, or will it be the more numerous normal 120 HP Berber camel? They both have bloodlines. They both should have husbandry. Yeah, there's husbandry. There's husbandry. Okay, a little bit of a scuffle. They disengage. The Viper in the meantime, extra TC to the back. More villagers on gold. The third TC going up near the stone. Quảng Trị still hasn't used his 100 stone. Doesn't have the wood for another town center, but I don't mind this location. Camels engage in a vertical line. Certainly looks like red outnumbers blue here. Upgrade-wise, they both just have forging. Isn't it amazing how when players with 2 different civilizations, as similar as they are still 2 different civilizations, 2 different play styles, 2 different play histories, 2 different everything. When they play similar units, they somehow instinctively always have the same upgrades. I feel like they're always just checking their opponent's upgrades and then matching. Perhaps thinking, you know what, if I invest an extra gold nugget into iron casting, maybe he'll have a couple of extra camels more than I do. Maybe that's not their thinking at all, but in any event, camels absolutely suck at destroying buildings, so this stable is going to be around for a while. Monastery being built to the rear. Exploration continues for our Berber to the south as the Viper moves out with 3 camels of his own. Hut, hut, hut they go as they run by a friend of theirs. Well, a frenemy, let's call it. Stable does finally fall, and now the villagers are exposed, but the gold mine is not being operated. The Viper has 0 villagers on gold. What the actual hell? Is he just going to rely on the Saracen market? He's attacking infrastructure is Quảng Trị as the monk. How much HP? Where are you? There you are. Survives with half of his HP. Looks like the Viper wanted to target and strategically, surgically strike at one of the villagers, or the monk, rather. Okay. Feel like the Viper did get a conversion there on this 120 HP camel. Another building falls. But primary gold, secondary gold, tertiary gold not being mined at all for our Saracen. And the Saracens are a gold-intensive civilization. But the Viper with 12 villagers on stone, 600 stone. It's no big mystery where, or rather what he wants to do. The one big question is, where is he going to do it? Oh, he's doing it all the way down south. Okay, so I guess he finally did see where that gold was. Interesting. Doing it as far away from these camels as possible, keeping them occupied with the juicy, juicy lure of a few delicious villagers for his taking. Maybe a random spearman who needs to get the hell out of here before he falls to this camel horde. Will he get another conversion? Will the RNG work in his favor? It most certainly does not, as the camels back the hell away. Castle is up, and used to be 0 villagers, now 15 Mamelukes. Look, if you've watched my live streams, we've discussed ad nauseum how much I love the Mameluke. If you watch my videos, you know how much I freaking love the Mameluke. But the base Mameluke has an attack of an 8. Where are you? I believe. Yeah, 8. And does no bonus damage to camels. Now, somebody did point out that the elite Mameluke does come with an attack bonus against other elite Mamelukes, but we're not exactly likely to see that unless some actually, maybe where we are, maybe some of these monks will get a Mameluke conversion as Quảng Trị returns home with his 3rd relic. Let's take a look at his base. The sack has expanded. We're now up to 3 TCs. Gold to the rear, gold to the north. Economy up and running. He is down 10 villagers though, but army count, he's ahead 16. He's up to 19 freaking camels. That is a pretty big lead. Anyway, as I was about to say, Mamelukes have no attack bonus against camels. And as flimsy as their armor is, camels with 0 armor, 120 HP is still pretty darn tanky against an 8 attack. And so I'm wondering why the Viper isn't going more camels. Sorry, I should say melee camels. Like, pardon me, camel riders. I should be as specific as possible, because technically Mamelukes are camels, right? Might be a different breed of camel. It certainly does look like a different breed of camel, but it is still a camel unit. And then, you know what? Let's see how it all works out for him. I am not one to second guess the Viper, who now it's his turn, I guess, to be housed. Quảng Trị also better be careful. Ooh, now he's going up to a castle because he's going to get housed very soon as well. Sniper lines go up. If we can't get a camel, we'll at the very least get your spearman, he says, but the Viper has other plans. Now these knights, or this knight that's snuck his way in here. Where are you? There you are. Show that horse's ass. He's going to die in the blink of an eye to the Mamelukes with their +9 attack bonus against cavalry. Whereas these camels, FYI, come with a +5 attack bonus against other camels, which Mamelukes are. So I'm really curious. There's that camel armor. I'm really curious as to why the Viper is going Mamelukes. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on it. I love to see it. They're both heading up to Imperial. The Viper a minute ahead. He's now only ahead 8 villagers. 2 castles, 3 town centers for him. 1 castle, 3 town centers for his opponent. But you're going with a unit that has no attack bonus against your enemy. Your enemy has an attack bonus against you. All right, let's see how it all works out. Look, who doesn't want to see Mamelukes? I'm gonna end it there. There's Casbah, so the castles are gonna work faster. Is he gonna go camel archers now that he sees Mamelukes? Let's see it. Now that is a battle that I would absolutely love to see. 2 units that have no attack bonuses against one another, both riding camels, one throwing scimitars, and there they are, camel archers, one firing arrows from a pretty darn cool looking bow and arrow. Viper does manage to get 2 conversions, loses his monks though. And look at how hard the Mamelukes are having, how hard a time the Mamelukes are having killing just basic camel riders. Camel riders are just +1 armor. The Viper has prioritized armor on his camels. Quảng Trị has prioritized attack upgrades. Hello, wake up. Hello. By the way, look at the minimap. Little red dots everywhere. Quảng Trị is expanding his line of sight, similar to how MBL has been playing lately. I mean, this is a lot of outposts, and I absolutely am here for it. 2nd castle for our Berber, 3rd castle for our Saracen. And the players disengage. There's Bodkin, there's Ballistics, we're an Imperial. There's the elite Mameluke, so the attack base jumps up to a 10. Has he revealed his camel archers yet? No. The Viper's seen the flag up on the castle, but who knows what the hell's in there. And look at the pulling of the villagers so quick by our Berber. Fantastic play here. And now he's going to hound these Mamelukes, but they're elite. Their attack just went up bigly. Oh, no more room at the end means these villagers are going to get slaughtered. He's already down vills. He can't afford to lose this many. What's he doing? Where's his army? Where is the relief column moving here? Oh, here it is. Camel archers with +2, not elite, but they're going to have +4 in a few seconds with Bracer and Chemistry completing. And their attack bonus again is against cavalry archers, which this is not. You do not have a cavalry archer armor. Another castle for our Saracen, who is playing this exactly the way you have to play the Saracens, which is gobble up the map, take all the resources, because as cool as the Saracens are, they are an incredibly gold-intensive civilization. Their units are not cheap, their upgrades are not cheap, getting them to full strength is not cheap, and maintaining them is not cheap. If you're wondering why he's getting iron casting, remember this is a melee attack unit, ranged melee, much like the throwing axeman, so that's why he's getting that upgrade and not Bodkin for those. Camel Archer tries to stop the castle going up, pays for it with his life, but buys enough time for the camels to arrive. And now the Viper's villagers are going to suffer here. What's the castle at? 85%. So he's not going to cancel that anytime soon. We'll see if he brings a relief column of villagers, a construction crew. But oh my goodness, talking about an army that's not cheap, he's amassed 5 freaking trebuchets. Oh, I love this. These Berber castles are in so much trouble. He's got literally nothing that can kill a treb. He's got 1 knight. Even camel riders that attack on a massive base of a 6, if you can't tell that's sarcasm, are gonna have such a tough time. But here we go. Here's the battle I wanted to see. Well, maybe I shouldn't lie. I thought I was gonna see camel. I really did not expect Mameluke versus camel archer, but I am here for it, and I want to see it so bad. I mean, the speed should go to neither. I was gonna say the camel archer, but they both move at 1.5 for. I apologize. The range definitely goes to the camel archer because the Mameluke notoriously shitty 3 range. 12 attack, 11 attack, no melee armor +1, no pierce armor +4. Another Saracen castle down here, one that Quảng Trị will see before this outpost falls. Look at that line of sight, fantastic. Bombard cannon is coming out of this very forward siege workshop, which may not even finish it before it gets demolished. Oh, and like an old Vegas casino, it just crumbles into dust. But we are going up to elite camel archers. He's only got 26 of them. There are 45 freaking Mamelukes. Quảng Trị does have 3 castles, but the one to the south is very far. The one to the center is at least a little bit closer. He needs to do hit and run. He needs to do like Mel Gibson in The Patriot here. He needs to do, yeah, basically, like I said, hit and run. Don't let the Mamelukes close, because if they close, they are stronger. They will kill you. Although, to be fair, they both attack on a 12. No, never mind. He's got the Viper, unbeknownst to me, got Blast Furnace, so now he attacks on a 14. Castle will fall, cover for the Camel Archers gone, and now the Mamelukes are just going to swarm over this. They've got the numbers, they're stronger, they've got more HP. Emergency castle going up here. Quảng Trị is hoping that the Camel Archers can buy him enough time, maybe a sacrificial villager offering here as well. But no, his army counts down to 11. He's down 10 villagers. He's got a good amount of resources, though. He's buying stone, and now he's transitioning. Okay. I mean, how do I put this? I was confused when the Viper went Mameluke. Then I was confused when Quảng Trị responded with Camel Archers. I should say confused but pleased at both of those. But still confused. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Look, at least they move faster. I was going to say they're not exactly Spanish supremacy vills, but at least they move a little bit faster than normal. And the monks are moving forward as well. So we are going to get to see some converted Mamelukes. And again, they're elite, so they do come with an attack bonus against the other Mamelukes +1. Not too sure why the developers felt the need to give an elite Mameluke a +1 attack bonus against other Mamelukes, but okay, it is what it is. Now the monks are falling, the monastery is falling, 3 of the relics are about to get evicted from their home. And Quảng Trị army count is down to 5, and so falls the hopes of our Berber. I saw this and I got excited. I thought he was going to start pumping out camels again, but he invested so much money into archer tech that I don't know that he had any left. And now without the relic gold as well. Wow. Like I said, pleasantly confused. I mean, I know pleasantly surprised is a saying, but pleasantly confused by this. And then pleasantly confused by this. Look at this scimitar. I mean, this is like Neo from the Matrix. So this guy's going to like dodge, slowly move to the left. And this scimitar is going to just run right by him. But we know that's not going to happen. It's going to hit him firmly between the eyes. And this Camel Archer with 3 HP is going to fall to this 14 attack scimitar. And down goes Quảng Trị after an impressive push in the early game. Why did the players get off camels? We were building up to such an exciting 2 civilizations with 2 camel features. And as always, it always seems to be quantity versus quality, where you have Saracen camels again with more HP versus cheaper regenerating. I don't think he got Maghreb camels. I know he didn't. Potentially regenerating camels for our Berber, but then I guess they wanted to have some fun. They wanted to play around with their ranged melee versus ranged range, I guess, ranged pierce. And ultimately the ranged melee just outnumbered. Quảng Trị put up a good fight, got the Mameluke numbers down, but by now look at the mini map. I mean, you've got the Maginot line of castles here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them right in the dead center of the map. He's now got firm control. He's mined out his primary, secondary, now going into the tertiary gold. But beyond that, he's got just pure map control, stone, gold to the south. Whatever the hell the Viper wants, the Viper gets and can afford to get, because his 5 trebs, which, to be fair, like I said, completely unanswered. Our Berber, from the second these trebs popped out, had no answer to them. He tried to get that. Where was it? Somewhere here there was a siege workshop. Can't be this, can it? On this hill? Anyway, there was a there's your professional casting for you, by the way. Welcome to Cast the Vampires. If this is the first time you're watching the channel. He tried to get a bombard cannon, but it was a little too late, as the siege workshop fell to the 5 trebuchets literally milliseconds before the bombard cannon could pop out. So let's take a look. 82 Mamelukes, 68 Camel Archers, 16 to 25. There's your quality versus quantity. The rest, who cares? PKPM, 39 minutes in PKPM, right at the beginning of the game. And let's take a look. Ooh, okay, about 8,000 resources more for our Saracen. Let's take a look at the gold. Most importantly, 2,000 gold more, even though our Berber had more relics and more relic gold. Stone a little bit more. Food a lot more. And wood basically equal. So the majority of the difference here in the food, a good amount of difference in the gold. Conversion 6-3, raising 16-2. Not hard to raise when you got 5 freaking trebuchets firing all at once. 31 vill kills to 10. I don't think villager kill here was really that important, although this was pretty sour when he cornered those villagers and there was no relief in sight. But Quảng Trị just running out of stuff to throw at the Saracen army. He's got the food, he doesn't have the gold. Maybe still has his market up. I guess he could sell what wood he has and start training camels again, because again, a camel will crush the Mameluke. It is one of its very few weak spots. Like I said, the shitty range and the fact that it does very little against camels, and especially the Berbers who can upgrade to heavy camels, regenerate, and at a 20% discount, could potentially have done some damage, but ultimately neither here nor there. The pleasantly confusing tech switch into Mamelukes, responding with the pleasantly confusing tech switch into camel archers, nets the Viper the W in a very fun back and forth game, but GG to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.